Welcome to the post-match studio. This is your host Shajab Zahid, and I've been joined by two lovely gentlemen who has been with us throughout this journey, Salman Butt and Shah Faisal. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
Thank you very much. It's been a great evening.
Same here. Great game, great finish.
Lovely. So let's talk a little bit about the tournament itself. Salman, will start from you. From a batter's point of view, how was the tournament overall? How would you look at the performances, some of great performances from the batters so far, including Saim Ayub and some others? What's your take on that?
Well, I think Saim Ayub, Usman Khan with 100, both of them. Then a couple of hundreds from the experienced Kamran Ghulam and 100 from the Babar Azam, the batting, maestro from Pakistan at the moment. Apart from that, I think what we discovered was the workables, where we have to put our heads together and think about how to, manage the 50-over innings. A lot of youngsters get starts, good-looking starts, 20s, 30s, attractive 40s, and then they lose it by playing a shot which is not required at that precise moment, and at times playing very casually, as if it didn't matter. So I think one day is played differently to a T20 mindset. And that is where I think the boys need to grow in terms of their thinking, in terms of their game awareness, when to launch an attack, who to defend, when to rotate strike, and when to stay calm, and when to be aggressive. All these phases come and go a number of times in a one-day innings, unlike the T20 format. So this is probably a different understanding, which especially the batters need to develop. Going further, aiming to play international cricket, I think this will help them a great deal.
And Shah Faisal, if I ask you, do you resonate with that, what Salman has just said? Is that your view as well?
Yeah, pretty much so, because earlier in the tournament, we heard from the Pakistan white ball coach, Gary Kirsten as well. He's looking out for batters who can score hundreds. And the process of constructing an innings, that's where a lot of the batters really faltered. I mean, Babar Azam, the maestro, he showed the way. It wasn't easy when he made his 100, but he hung in there, and then he just flourished towards the end. Saim Ayub made a mammoth 100, but all the middle order especially, they really were under the spotlight because Pakistan are looking for good middle order batters. And the process of constructing an innings by a middle order batter, knowing when the wickets have fallen, how to approach that, or if they got a platform, how to approach that kind of situation. So that is something that's really come out of this tournament. It's been a brilliant show and plenty of positives, but plenty to learn from as well.
And Salman, I totally agree with what you've said so far. We saw a sense of urgency from the batters. So let's come back to what you said. It's a longer format. It's a format that we have to get used to. So how do we get used to that? How do you see this going forward? And what are the learnings from this particular tournament?
Well, certainly by playing more and then developing a better understanding, and that too at the grassroots, at a level where the child is growing up. You give him that environment and you make him pass through that pathway where the price of the wicket is held really high. So he should understand the value of his presence at the crease and what can be achieved later on as a result of that. And when you go through that, along that path, you learn how the pitch was, how the pitch is now, how the pitch might be tomorrow. Talk about playing the longer formats, 3-day cricket, or maybe a 2-day game played at school level will teach them what happens when the sun is out, what happens when the surface is abrasive, when it's grassy, what was the difference. The natural observations will help them, and their instinctive growth will come out of those pathways. And I think that is the place which is the really area to be focused upon. These boys, you will make them play tournaments, send them around the world, things would happen. But if you want a long-term solution to all these worries, then the place to hit is school cricket, teenage cricket.
Indeed, it's a long process, like you said. And Shah Faisal, I'll come to you. I'd love to get your take on the fact that there were only 2 chases in 14 games. So what do you think about that? Why was that? And was it something, unexpected for you?
Yeah, there was a lot of talk throughout the tournament about what's happening. We've been talking to the coaches, to the mentors, to the players. A couple of things came to the fore, and one of them was fitness, because it was pretty hot earlier on. And also the process that Salman is talking about. Generally, these middle order batters, when they're batting in the middle and chase situation, they just look up at the scoreboard and they think they need to do something about it. This is 50 overs. You can take it deep, get yourself the platform, because things will become easier for you the longer you stay in the middle. And if you don't give yourself that chance and go for things too early, wickets falling in a heap in the middle.
And Salman and Shah, question for both of you actually. We saw some young talent coming through as well, and we're talking about the longer format, the resilience and the temperament they need to build in. We saw the likes of Ali Raza bowling, we saw Jahandat Khan, and we saw some other young talent. We saw Saim Ayub with that brilliant 150. We saw Mohammad Hasnain back in rhythm. So these players, are they getting geared up? Are they getting ready to play the longer format? Not just white ball cricket, but red ball as well.
Shaji, you go first.
Yeah, definitely, because like it's come to the fore in recent times. We've been doing a lot of T20 cricket, and that doesn't allow you to develop your skills. The longer format, I know first class is ideal, but this 50 overs we found out this couple of weeks, it's a long time. So if you want to harness your skills, this is the second best format after the first class cricket. So more of this, like Batsab said, more of this, and then players will know their games, they will know the processes, and they will know how to construct innings or how to construct a bowling spell, which doesn't just consist of 1 or 2 overs, which is the case in T20 cricket.
Well, if the boys that you just named, if they were to sit back and have a look at what they've done in this tournament, and when their success came upon what they were actually doing, they would realize they were a lot different to what they do in a T20 game. And that is the thing to grab. Saim batted for a long time. Initially, there were no looks, and he was just playing straight. Maybe he was the captain that day, so that extra responsibility, that got him going in the manner that was required. Talk about Hasnain, good fitness, good line and length, coming back, taking wickets at the front, then at the death, bowling good Yorkers is a testimony to his, recent fitness regime. And talk about the other boys, Ali Raza, line and length, hit the deck, and aggressive attitude. You see, you need to have characters in the field. Talk about the legends, Waqar, Wasim, Shoaib Akhtar. They were characters, not only bowlers. They came out, they have different personalities. They would stare at the batters, let them know that it's their territory. And we need characters. And if you remember Ali Raza taking the first wicket in this tournament, the way he celebrated that wicket sends out a clear message that the boy carries a character.
Of course, and talking about fast bowlers, you named one of them, one of the most impactful players we have seen so far in the tournament, Mohammad Hasnain. He came back into the tournament, he came back into the domestic structure again, and with a change in action as well, which is never easy for a bowler to come back from. So his impact and his bowling, how impressive was that to you guys?
Well, Mohammad Hasnain has been around for some time, but before the start of the tournament, he'd only played 27 list A games in 6 or 7 years. That is way too few for someone of his talent. Just to harness his skills, he needed to play more. And here, the great thing about him was his intelligence, because he will start off with a fuller length to see if it's swinging. If he realizes it, very quickly pulls his length back, mixes up the variations when he come back with a second and third spell. So all in all, it was great to see him running the way he did, because a lot is expected of him, a lot has been invested in him. So it was really good to see him come good.
And you guys, Salman, you and Shah Faisal, have been part of the domestic structure for a very long time. Any message that you guys have for these youngsters who are watching and playing within this structure? What do they need to do to get better?
Well, talk about us and talk about the mentors and the coaches and the people who are mic'd up during the tournament. The consensus is on the points that we have just spoken about. So now that we know what needs to be done, I think let's try and get it done. Let's get to work.
Yeah, absolutely, because everything, the strengths and the weaknesses have come to the fore. Learning the lesson is the key to go forward. You learn the lessons and it's there for everyone to see. No stats, no deep analysis is needed. It's just right in front of us from this tournament alone and a couple of seasons in the back. So it is just the way forward. We just need to implement those lessons.
Thank you so much, Salman. Thank you so much, Shah Faisal. You guys have been wonderful throughout the tournament. Such a great help to us as well.
Yourself as well. Thank you.
It was lovely to have you guys here.
Thank you.
And now we have to sign off from here. But a lot of domestic cricket still to come. A lot of action still to come. So we will join you. That's all from the production and the post-match studio. Thank you so much for being with us and being such a wonderful audience. Take care and good night.